tuning into Wildcast. I'm Leah Britton.
And I'm Annalise, Wille.
Broadway in Tucson is back, and they'll be bringing the production Wicked to Centennial Hall starting this Wednesday, January 26th. As Tucson's most popular musical, Wicked follows the story of two unlikely friends and their young lives. The Wizard of Oz prequel also tells the story of the two witches of Oz and their struggles to find themselves. The show will be available through February 6th, with tickets starting as low as $43 on Ticketmaster.
As students and staff are back on campus for the spring semester, COVID positivity numbers are on the rise. Wildcast reporter Taylor Maresca got more information on the university's virus update. Let's take a look.
With the Omicron surge coinciding with the start of the spring semester, the University of Arizona has updated their COVID-19 mitigation protocols. And those updates have everything to do with this.
You have to wear 3 certain types of masks, no more cloth masks, and you have to basically wear it in classrooms and in the libraries.
That's right. Cloth masks alone are no longer sufficient on the University of Arizona campus.
As far as I know, it's because Omicron, because it's more transmissible than Delta was, they need the masks to prevent the aerosol virus more effectively.
Some students believe that this update may help in mitigating the spread of the virus on campus.
I think it will if a lot of people do it, but if we only have like a small portion of people doing it, then it won't make that big of a difference.
While other students are a bit more skeptical on whether or not this update will help.
I do not. I think they're equally as effective, and even then, I don't think masks are the most effective.
I don't know how much it'll help, because I've got classes that are every seat is full in the class, and an hour of 30 people all breathing in the same room, I don't know. I'm skeptical of how much it's really going to help.
And if you don't have a surgical grade mask, don't worry. Acceptable masks can be found in nearly every building and classroom on campus. Reporting for UATV3, I'm Taylor Maresca.
The American homestyle restaurant Fully Loves recently opened on University Boulevard. With a menu ranging from burgers to vegan options to desserts, they have a little something for everyone. Wildcast reporter Paige Johnson has more.
Hitting even closer to home, the family-owned restaurant Fully Loves just moved from 4th Avenue to right across the street from campus. On the corner of Park and University Boulevard, it reopened at its new location this past December.
I just think what makes us unique is that we're very real and authentic. We're really big on the vibe. So the food is, of course, people come in, but we care more about just the environment, people's comfort. We understand we're on a strip where you can go anywhere to eat, so we like to look at it more like we provide an experience that comes with food.
Jason also expressed the versatility of their menu, along with sharing the passion for supporting local businesses and their community.
We try to make sure that we have a little bit of everything for everybody. And then we have desserts and stuff like that. We really care about the Tucson community. As we, start to build momentum, we're gonna start opening back up to, doing fundraisers. We really believe in supporting locals, so we try to keep everything local. We also try to understand that a lot of people just financially don't have the money that they had in 2019 or the jobs. So we try to keep it priced at a way to where everyone can afford it.
From UATV3, I'm Paige Johnson.
Up next, a device to detect ovarian cancer,
The Tucson Jazz Festival,
and post-stroke dementia prevention.
We'll have all that and more when we return.
In an attempt to catch signs of ovarian cancer in its early stages in women, Director of U of A's Bio5 Institute, Jennifer Barton, and Thomas R. Brown, Chair of Biomedical Engineering, have created a device small enough to take the images of the fallopian tubes. They have been developing the falloposcope for years and have begun recently piloting it into human trial. Over half of women with ovarian cancer do not survive more than 5 years after diagnosis, and researchers hope this device will help increase their chances of survival.
This past weekend, the annual Tucson Jazz Festival came to an end. Taking place from January 14th through the 23rd, the festival celebrated live jazz music and education. Wildcast reporter Annalise Wille has more.
The Tucson Jazz Festival took place this past week from January the 14th to the 23rd at various downtown venues like Hotel Congress, the Rialto Theater, and even at U of A's own Centennial Hall. Performances were held every day during the week and included various artists like Jon Batiste, Diane Reeves, and Arthur Vint and Associates. Performer Arthur Vint said this about the festival and his band's connection to the University of Arizona.
Tonight I'm here performing with my band, Arthur Vint and Associates, for the Tucson Jazz Festival, playing all my original music. And hopefully we're going to have a pretty good turnout and have a good time. 3 of us are actually professors at the U of A. Other 3 were graduates of the U of A, so it's kind of a U of A band. But there is lots of jazz in Tucson. Every week there's a restaurant called Pastiche on Campbell that has jazz 7 nights a week. And now I'm opening up a new jazz club, a dedicated jazz club in the Hotel Congress called the Century Room. And we're going to be featuring local artists, regional artists, as well as national jazz musicians.
Crowds piled in to see Arthur Vint and his band. Concert attendee Hannah Semler gave her opinion on the importance of jazz music in Tucson.
And it's a really important genre of music that's, not understood enough. And so I think it's really important that more people get into jazz. It's got a lot of important historical and cultural roots for us in this country. And
reporting to you for UATV3, I'm Annalise Wille. Researchers for the University of Arizona Health Sciences recently discovered a treatment that could possibly reduce the risk of developing dementia post-stroke. A study published by the Journal of Neuroscience claims that this could be due to the immune response post-stroke dead brain tissue left. Researchers believe that the ingredient in drug cyclodextrin will help scoop up cholesterol and store it without causing a large inflammatory response. This allows for the brain to be more protected after experiencing a stroke.
After the break, Wildcast reporter anchor Devin has all the latest in UA sports. Don't go away.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Devin Homer, here to review what happened in Arizona sports and look ahead to what is coming up this week. The men's basketball team stayed hot on their California road trip. Last Thursday, they won 85-57 against Stanford, and yesterday won 96-71 against California. The last game on this California road trip will be a top 10 showdown against UCLA tomorrow at 9 p.m. The women's basketball team got back on track this past weekend. On Friday, they faced the #1 offense in the Pac-12 in Utah at home. Sports reporter Jacob Perrine was there with more.
The 10th-ranked Arizona women's basketball played host to Utah Friday night in the first game of a 2-game homestand for the team. It was a matchup of both the #1 offense in the Pac-12 in Utah and the #1 ranked defense in Arizona. The game started off slowly for the Wildcats offense as they fell behind early in the first quarter. The second quarter saw both the offense and defense come to life for the Wildcats, as they went on a 19-2 run to end the first half and take a 41-26 lead into halftime. Utah cut the deficit down to 9 heading into the fourth before the Wildcats eventually pulled away, winning 76-64. Senior forward Sam Thomas led the way in scoring for the Wildcats, hitting 6 threes en route to a season-high 25 points. With the win on Friday, the Wildcats moved to 13-2 on the season and 3-2 in Pac-12 play, ahead of Sunday's highly anticipated matchup against the 22nd-ranked Colorado Buffaloes. Reporting from the McHale Center for UATV3, I'm Jacob Perrine.
Coming off the home win, the women faced a tough challenge in the number 22 ranked Colorado Buffaloes on Sunday. UATV sports reporter Sammy Cebulka was there to cover the game.
The 10th ranked Arizona Wildcats hosted the 22nd ranked Colorado Buffaloes in a top 25 matchup at the McHale Center. After a very slow and sluggish start to the ballgame from the Wildcats, only scoring 7 points in the first quarter, the Wildcats were able to close the gap by halftime, tying it up 29-29. The second half was all Wildcats, led by Shania Pellington with 28 points and Kate Reese with 23 points and 9 rebounds, as the Wildcats controlled the glass and the turnover battle. The defensive pressure applied by the Wildcats had the Buffaloes all out of sorts, and the Wildcats won handily, 75-56.
I think for us, defense is a huge part of our game. So when we're getting stops and we're running in transition, that's one of our best things that we do. So I think it was just being able to get the confidence and know that we're getting stops and we're going to go and we're going to turn that into baskets. So I think that was kind of what we were struggling with in the beginning. In the first half was we were just kind of trading baskets, or they were scoring and we weren't. So I think it was really important for us to kind of dig down and just do Arizona defense.
Coach Barnes and the Wildcats will head to California and square off with the Bears next Friday. From UATV3 Sports, I am Sammy Cebulka.
The men's tennis team had a showdown against number 3 Texas last Friday, and U of A upset the Longhorns in a 4-3 victory. The upset was one of the biggest of the year. Coach Clancy Shields and the Wildcats will reach their highest ranking in program history. Carlos Hasse and Colin Smith captured a huge doubles win that helped in their victory over Texas. They will be home against San Diego on February 4th. Baseball and softball are right around the corner. Softball opens the regular season playing Southern Utah on February 10th. Baseball opens the season against Kansas State on February 18th. Jed Fish and his recruiting staff have been more than active. The Wildcats have the second best recruiting class in the Pac-12 heading into the 2022-23 season. 5-star wide receiver Teteroa McMillan headlines the players that will be wearing a Wildcat jersey next year. Transfer quarterback Jaden DeLora comes to the desert from Washington State, which excites Wildcats fans as for once the hope prior to the football season is warranted. Speaking of football, this past weekend in the NFL we saw one of the craziest divisional rounds in recent history. 3 out of the 4 games ended in game-winning field goals, and the other ended with a game-winning touchdown in overtime. That's it for sports, but be sure to follow us on Instagram at UATV_sports for updates. Again, I am Devin Homer. Be sure to stick around for the rest of Wildcast with Leah Britton and Annalise Wille. See you all after the break.
That's all we have for you tonight on Wildcast.
As always, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can watch any of our shows that you may have missed. Once again, I'm Annalise Wille.
And I'm Leah Britton. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all next week.